Hello, viewers. This is Tim Michael from Crazy Reviews, bringing you a new podcast from my civic code, the Super Sentai Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I'm going to try to do my best not to raise your heart during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change to adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change to adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, that means you get to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, with this and everything else out the way, let's get into the latest episode of Donbrothers. So basically, this episode starts off like this. So basically, we see the Rangers, we see the Minray trio being Sunomi, and Sansa on top of the rooftop, facing down the four Donbrothers Rangers, being Ishiyoshi the Pink Ranger, Hara the Yellow Ranger, Mobutaro the Red Ranger, and Shinji the Blue Ranger. So basically, on top of this rooftop, and the Minmay trio wanted to fight the Rangers, but once again they left Jiro out. We didn't tell Jiro they was gonna fight the Minmay trio. He was left out of this fight. And also they don't know who the Black Ranger is. It's just four Rangers against the main trio. So they started to fight. The fight started to, when they started to fight on this rooftop, everybody was giving their all in this fight until basically it is turned into a fight between the Red Ranger and Sun Eye. So basically the sun started to set, and both opponents managed to get their final blows in, but they managed to just force him to de-transform. So basically Sun Eye told Moto, let's pick this up tomorrow, you and me. So basically, the next day they're back on the rooftop fighting each other. While the rest of the Rangers, once again without Jiro, they let Jiro out again this time. They let Jiro out again for the second time, and basically, everybody else was just cheering on Jiro and Joe and Sunai fighting each other in their transform mode. So basically, Joe was in his range form, and Sunai was in his armor form. Fighting Motal. Just like before, the sun went down. They both got tired, and basically, Sunai said that, well, all right, then let's call it quits. But I need to ask you something. I need to ask you something. I need to ask you something. At the cafe tomorrow. So basically, you guys be there. So basically, you and your comrades will be there. So basically, everybody was kind of wondering what the hell. The rest of the Rangers were wondering what the hell the Sunai wants to ask us, ask Motaro and the rest of the Rangers. So basically, the next day it was Christmas. It was around Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve day. So basically, things like we see the Rangers once again for the third time without Jill at Black Kaido's cafe. Black Kaido himself found it just kind of strange that that the Minmay trio is now regulars at his cafe, like this looking like this is too strange to have the Minmay trio as regulars at the cafe. So basically, the four Rangers were there. The Minmay trio was there. The Shuri Brain trio was there, and basically, And basically, so basically at first, somebody was hesitant to wanted to ask Mobutaro and the others a question, but he seemed hesitant to ask this question. So, he decided to and his colleague, so basically him and the rest of the member to decided to forget it and just laugh. Basically, the other rangers were wondering what the hell what was the question he wanted us to, what was the question he was going to say to us to answer. So basically, they followed them, and basically, the membrane trio bumped into a girl who's arguing with this, bumped into a little girl who's arguing about Santa Claus being real. So basically, after the girl said that, oh, I believe that Santa Claus is real, the boys laughed at her and laughed. So basically, out of nowhere, the membrane trio just walk up to the girl. It's like, oh, like, what you know about Santa Claus. So basically, asking this little girl about Santa Claus, is he real and whatnot, asking questions about Santa Claus. So basically, the Rangers showed up. It's like, why are you asking that girl about Santa Claus, about all these questions about Santa Claus being real? So basically, the men they said that, that in their world they had to put, around Christmas time they had to do, they had to do Secret Santa duty. So basically, the bad guys celebrate Christmas. I know this is probably funny, but this is dead ass serious. So anyway, so basically, like, every year turns out in the Shurivan world, they celebrate Christmas. So every year they kind of do this Secret Santa, spreading joy, spreading joy for all the good people. So basically, but during the time of Christmas time, like, on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, they're not allowed to fight each other. So basically, that's the reason why there was, wanted to fight the Rangers, because, on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, and on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, they're not allowed to fight during the Christmas holiday. So basically, it's just, this whole shit is just stupid. So anyway, so basically, like, this is seems like this is the first time, doing this whole Secret Santa stuff and whatnot, and basically they want to do a good job and whatnot. So basically, the Rangers, like, like Momotaro, like, understand, even though it does seem strange, but Momotaro with a straight, understand their situation, and the rest of the ring, but the other Rangers thought this is strange. So basically, Momotaro was like, he said, I saw Santa Claus once. So basically, he had a dream. So basically, he saw Santa Claus once when, when Santa Claus came to his bedroom, and started to steal all his stuff. So basically, the other Rangers say that, that's not a real Santa Claus. He just got robbed by a guy. It's just a thief, just a Santa Claus who robbed you. So basically, this whole conversation turned into a, so they all went back to Black Kaido's, coffee shop, arguing about is Santa Claus real, is he real or fake. So basically, and that's when Black Kaido said that, yes, Santa Claus is definitely real. So basically, everybody was like, and so the memory trio in the Rangers was like, what, Santa Claus is real? So yes, but he's not the same person as he used to be. So basically, turns out that Black Kaido saying that Santa Claus has been taken over by a Naho monster. So basically, this Naho monster that's controlling Santa Claus is going around giving these garbage gifts to people and whatnot. So basically, Santa Claus is real, and he's being controlled by a Naha monster, and basically using Santa to get these trash gifts to people and whatnot. These terrible gifts from the garbage. So anyway. So basically, the member, since the member too can find people who are possessed by Naho monsters, they use their powers to find the Naho monster that is controlling Santa Claus. So basically, they found Santa Claus at a trash dump, whacking these garbage taken in paper wrap, and basically they started to have a conversation with Santa Claus. And to make things worse, they burned the little girl with them. So basically, the Rangers and the Mermaid Trio found Santa Claus, who is being controlled by a Naho monster, and brought a little girl to meet Santa Claus, who is being controlled by a dangerous monster. So basically, Santa Claus didn't, the Santa Claus looked like he was kind of beat, looked like he didn't have his white hair or his jolly suit. He just looked like a regular old man. So basically, Santa Claus explains how the Naho monster, how the Naho monster, took control of him. So basically, some ungrateful kids, he tried to one holiday, he tried his best to make these ungrateful kids, happy with their Christmas presents, and things went south after that. After that, he lost all faith. He lost all faith in being Santa Claus, and is basically he lost all his faith about him, giving presents to kids after that situation. So basically, now I'm just a bitter old man, I'm just a bitter old man just giving these trash presents as retribution sort of like revenge to those kids who caused me to lose my faith in kids and Christians as well. So basically, Santa Claus transformed into Naho monster, so basically, Santa Claus transformed into the Naho monster based off of Masked Man, and basically the Rangers, it took off, and basically since the member two couldn't help when fight, they couldn't fight, or they cannot fight during Christmas time, the Rangers, it was up to the Rangers. So basically, Kylo, so basically Avataro transformed into its mini robot mode, and summoned the Pacto mini Zord and the Listen mini jet to help track down Santa Claus, who's being controlled by the Naho monster, by the masked man Naho monster. So basically, Kylo once again combined, how in Kylo's mini robot mode he can use mini Zords, and basically, he combined his mini Zords, being the lifting jet and the Pacto car together to form this cannon, so this type of cannon, and basically, and managed to stop Santa Claus from running and whatnot. So basically, as usual, a bunch of foot soldiers showed up, and basically the Rangers started to fight the foot soldier and the monster and the masked man monster that that was possessing Santa Claus. So basically, the Black Ranger and did show up and gave a hand. So basically, the Black Ranger used Don Momotaro's sword, the nunchak sword of Don Momotaro to help fight the monster, the Maskman monster, the Maskman Naho monster that is controlling Santa Claus. So anyway, they managed to take down. Well, so basically, Don Momotaro transport into his gold form, and basically, working together with Jiro, they managed to basically, take down the monster, and the monster grew, and basically, I might add, they took down the monster, and basically Santa Claus was free from the Naho monster, but his faith in Christmas was still, his faith in Christmas was gone. So anyway, so basically they went to free Santa Claus from the Master Naho monster, and that's when Don Momotaro's popped out of his sword and started to attack the Rangers and transformed into his Megazord mode and basically started to fight the Rangers. So basically, the Rangers all combined together to form the Ultrazord, and basically, working together as a team, they were able to force Don Momotaro back into his sword, and basically that was that for Don Momotaro. Don Momotaro had a fierce battle with the Rangers, and basically used up all his energy, and once again he went back into his sword, and to recharge himself. So basically, after they defeated Don Momotaro, the rest of the Rangers helped the Midway Trio, get into, help them with their Secret Santa Claus duties and whatnot, and basically the Midway Trio went around the city giving presents, playing Secret Santa Claus, and giving presents for good kids and whatnot. So as for the real Santa Claus, as for Santa Claus himself, Paolo said that I remember you came in my room and you asked me for my help. So basically, you said you got out of the presents, and you asked me to go with my stuff to give those kids who don't have presents. So basically, I said yes. So basically, Momotaro helped restore Santa Claus's faith, and basically, it restored Santa Claus's faith in Christmas and to young kids again. So basically, some words from Momotaro, got Santa to realize the true meaning of Christmas again and restore his faith in the holiday. So basically, all of a sudden Santa Claus transformed into his Santa Claus and had his big back and thank Momotaro for reminding me why I do this job in the first place. So basically, Santa Claus is forward in a sled, and all the Rangers, including the Midway Trio, saw Santa Claus in a sleigh with a bag full of presents that Momotaro gave to Santa Claus to give to kids, and basically that's how the episode ended, with all the Rangers and the Midway Trio looking at the sky and watching Santa Claus fly over the city. And saying Merry Christmas, and basically that's how the episode ended on this note. So anyway, I gotta say, even though I thought that this whole episode was ridiculous, This is a Christmas episode. I'm gonna let this slide. So basically, I found this episode ridiculously stupid, but it's a Christmas episode. So basically, for I'm gonna let this slide. So basically, it's a Christmas episode. Even though this episode was kind of stupid, but it did have a good heart. It's a good. It had a good. It did have a good-hearted story to it. So basically, the story was kind of most of the part of the story was kind of ridiculous, stupid. But it had that. It had a good heart to this. This episode had a good-hearted story to it. So anyway, wishing you all a happy holidays. Anyway, what do you guys think about this? Let me know. Anyway, signing off. One.